Hello and welcome to my craft room. My name is Terry Phelps and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And I just want to share with you a fun, really basic card that I actually love. It's like one of my go-to cards. I really, I just like this. It's the bookbinding fold. And it's kind of funny what I was meaning to create tonight. I attempted and it was a disaster. So I had to kind of, I wanted to save the pieces that I already cut up. And then, so I just ended up going to this fold. So I'm going to go down to my desktop here. So the products that I'm going to use tonight, you can find them in the mini catalog, the September to December on page 23. And so I'm just going to use a few things tonight. I'm just going to use the Traditions of Christmas 12 by 12 designer series paper, the embellishments that come in this suite. And this is the Traditions of Christmas collection. And I'm going to use the bundle Words for the Season. And you can find that on page 51. So I'll show you really quick. And I'm going to also use vellum. So we have now vellum, and it comes in 12 by 12. So that's really nice. We didn't have any vellum for a while. And this is the designer series paper that I'm using, and it's just gorgeous. It's a specialty paper. It has a lot of gold inlay on one side of every sheet, and then some great like basic plaids and stuff on the other side. The stamp set I'm using, I love this stamp set. It's just got, I love the way the fonts are, and I just love the sayings. So it's to you and yours, greetings, wishes, happy, have a spooktacular Halloween. Let's toast to yesterday's achievements and tomorrow's bright future, and cheery wishes. May the magic of Christmas fill each corner of your home and heart. So incredibly grateful for all my blessings, especially you, and may that your holiday season be filled with joy and happiness. So I super love all these sentiments, and it does cover quite a bit. And then for the die set that goes with this, they are all words and a banner. So that's super awesome too. It's great to have. So the words are Christmas, Merry, I think it's autumn. I'm reading these backwards. Halloween, greetings, New Year, and wishes, and holidays, and happy. So really good sentiments. And then these are the embellishments that I'm using, and they're super sparkly. Love it. So those are the things I'm using tonight. So like usual, I'm not going to show you the card we're making until the end. So we're just going to make one together. And I cut all the pieces already, but I will kind of go over the dimensions. So let's see, let's do this. So your card base is 5 1/4 by, it's 11 by 4 1/4. And then we're going to score this at 5 1/2. Make sure I score it and not cut it. And then we're also going to score it at 4. super easy. And then we're going to have an inside panel, and that's going to be 5 1/4 by 4. We're going to cut 3 pieces of designer series paper, actually 4. So we're going to do one at, where'd it go? 1 1/4 by 4 inches. Actually, I think that's this one. I should never have taken this apart. And then we're going to have another layer at 4 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then we're going to do a third layer, and that's going to be 4 by 3. And then whatever scrap you have, I think this is an inch, so I'm going to do an inch by 4 for the inside. And then we're going to cut a piece of vellum, and we're going to do that at 4 1/8 by 3 1/2. Okay, so I'm just going to move this out of here. So I think I'm going to just start by doing the inside panel. So I'm going to just attach that. Need to get one that's not going to be out of ink. So at 9 o'clock tonight till, I think it's 9 o'clock tonight till 9 o'clock tomorrow, we're in a storm watch. Warning, I am in Minnesota, and it's going to rain and then turn into snow and freezing. So yeah, we're in for a lot of fun. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to decorate my bottom of this panel. Yeah, I think I'm going to go this route. Yeah, why not? I never know how these cards are going to turn out because I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants, I tell ya. So I'm just going to layer that down here. All right, so that's the inside of our card. And then I'm going to take, and we have this second score line. I'm going to get my nice creases here. And so I'm going to take, and I'm going to attach this like this, and you could cut this panel smaller, but I just think it looks great when it's just flowing right. Okay, all right. So now we're going to just do our panels, and so we're gonna do this separately. So I'm going to go ahead and place this here on the top, and this is like the book binding part of the card. So I'm just going to place that here. All right. And then I'm going to place this here too as well. And because I originally cut these pieces for another card, my dimensions are kind of not following the typical kind of plan. Like this has a border around it. This I'm not going to have a border around. I did like seeing that the border accentuating the red. That could be the other side, but that's too much red. So we are going to cover up all this beautiful gold foiling. All right, so I'm going to put this, so it is going to go side to side. I'm going to stand up because I can't see it too well. Okay, so I'm just going to line that up. All right, and so then this piece, because I'm going to put vellum on top of it, I do not want to have a bunch of glue showing through. So how I designed this, I'm going to have a very small border. Actually, am I? Yeah. I'm going to have a very fine border on the sides, and then I'm going to have a little different a border on the top and the bottom. So it's going to be a little larger of a border. So in order to attach my vellum, I'm going to use liquid glue, and I'm only going to put it in the corners of each corner of the Designer Series paper. So this glue is going to dry clear, but I'm also going to be covering it with embellishments, so we won't see this glue coming through. So because I want to make sure I'm not going to smear a bunch of glue, I'm going to kind of line this up. And hopefully get it pretty good on my first try here. Okay. And so you can see the little blobs of glue. And I just want to make sure it doesn't go over the sides. And I'm just going to hold this down a little bit. And then that will secure this. And don't worry, we will cover up these glue dots. I think I got that pretty. Another good thing about using glue is you have a little bit of wiggle room, but I kind of waited too long. All right, so now we're going to take and we're going to attach this panel. All right. So I'm going to, I have a small panel or border on each side. All right. Nice. So I already pre-cut some lettering. So I'm going to place those lightly on here just to see where I should put the letters, right? So I got happy. I think that looks pretty good. There we go. And this happy needs to be at a better angle. It's kind of an optical illusion because my H has little legs that are going, so it makes me feel like. All right, let's try that. And then we've got holidays, and so we'll stick that here. Oops. What do we think? Does that look pretty good? right, I think that looks pretty good. So this does have adhesive on the back. I just didn't want to press it down until I was pretty sure of where I was going to place it. And this one, I think I'm going to move my happy over a little bit. And my H just a little bit. Okay, I think that looks okay. Nice. Okay, and so then I'm going to place some embellishments, and I think I'm going to use the smaller gold for my eye. Oops, I think it needs to go down a little bit. There we go. And is that too high? Maybe a smidge. We'll put it down a little bit more. Okay. And to offset, because we have a lot of gold going on, let's do, what happened to my, must not have picked up. Let us put this over our glue dots, our little glue. Whoops. So it's a little, it's not actually on the corners of your, oh my goodness, vellum, because it's on the corners of our designer series. Oh, there's where that went. I was wondering what happened to that. All right, and so there we have this bookbinding card. And when you open it up, it looks like that. And the nice thing about this card is it can stand. So it will look, like this when it's standing up. So that's kind of fun. And it gives it kind of a little bit of a softer, elegant look using the vellum. Even though this paper is gorgeous, this is a different design than this. But it all is using the same colors. So that's the first one. So let's take and a rogue embellishment there. All right, let's make another one. So here is my centerpiece and my back piece. I'm going to go ahead and put this layer on. So these are super easy. You can actually use any dimensions you want for the panels, as well as, your, get that off later, as well as your designer series papers. All that can be just custom to whatever it is you are, whatever look you like, right? Like this is actually wider than it needs to be. I could do this as an inch for my bookbinding, which makes this space a little bit longer. You can do the card this way. But because I'd already kind of used these pieces, cut these pieces for a different card, I just kind of cut them to fit going in this direction. So that made my bookbinding area a little bit larger. So you could do this as wide or as narrow as you want, and that would just adjust all your panels. So here's our first one. So this is the inside. Oh, I forgot to do the stamping of the sentiment. We got to do that. So I'm using "May your holiday season be filled with joy and happiness." So we're just going to put that right here. Perfect. Nice, nice, nice. All right. So that's this one. So this one, we might as well, right? Got this ink out, we might as well stamp. And so remember, we're going to use we're going to lose about an inch of this. So I'm going to probably do my stamping about here. And I'm a little bit crooked. Drives me crazy. All right, so get our ends nice and crisp. And this one, we're going to go this way. We're going to go ahead and add our back panel. Whoops. I love how fast and easy this card is to make. And I really like the look of it. And you can use this obviously for any kind of occasion. And like I said, you could cut this to be a smaller size, but then you gotta have to kind of, line it all up and all that. I think it's just easier to just use the typical size panel. So we're just going to put this here and attach it. And we're just going to decorate. See how fast and easy this is? I just love it. Now we have this green, and I do have another green panel. But I'm going to use, I think, the red. Why not? We might as well, because we can. And it gives it a little different look. Sometimes I have a hard time using some sheets together. I'm trying to figure out if there's a right or a wrong side to this. I think this is definitely this way. I'm going to stand up again. Alrighty. All right. And so then I'm going to go ahead and place this down. It's kind of a fun way to use up a lot of designer series paper too. A lot of scraps you could use. It's like a good deal. And so remember, I just have a border pretty much on the top and bottom. Okay. And so on this one, again, we're going to put glue dots in the corners because we're going to put our vellum. And you kind of want to put them roughly in the same area of each corner so that when you put your embellishments on top of this, obviously they'll be kind of in an even place. And so let's see. I have a little border on the top and the bottom, and a very small border on the sides. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that my glue isn't oozing out over the edges, but I do want to keep that down for just a little bit here to make sure that it sticks, right? All right. So while those are drying, I'm going to go ahead and attach this panel. Whoops. Glue and I are not getting along tonight. Oh, yeah. All right. And so I have a border on the top and the bottom. And just not really on the sides too much. Nice. All right. And so this time I am going to use Merry Christmas. So I'm just going to lightly put this on. I don't want it to actually stick yet because I'm not quite sure where to place the words. Kind of have to get a feel for it. So there is adhesive in the back of my, what do you call this? Glitter paper. Okay. That's over a little too far. And just as a little tip, I placed these, I cut them out a while ago, and I placed them on my silicone mat. And then that way they aren't going to stick to that at all, but they're ready to use when I want to. So I think this looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere these. Having adhesive on the back is so nice. Makes it so easy. Oops, I have a little piece stuck. Part of my S did not come out. And it's trying to, there we go. I could actually use it for my eye. I could make it my little, instead of using an embellishment, that works, right? And I think all right, sweet. So those are on nice. So let's put our embellishments over our glue. I could say we could use the green, but it's not the right green to me. It doesn't, yeah. We could use gold. And we could use red. The red would tie in, I think, this. Oh, we'll use red, I guess. Oops. And so I do want this to actually, it's not too bad. The glue, you really can't tell that that's glue that you're looking at. But I'm just going to be consistent and keep it in the same spots over the glue. Oops. I love using vellum. It's so versatile. You can color on it. You can, it makes a nice soft look. Sometimes, depending on how you use it, it makes a really, makes it very elegant, if you were like to make wedding cards or whatnot. So this is our second card. And so look at the difference. It's all using the same paper packs, but they all have a different look. And then this one. And then the one that I designed, and like I said, this was totally supposed to be a totally different card, a different fun fold. And the vellum was not cooperating with me. So I hacked it up and I decided to make this instead. So that's how this card kind of got created. But it's beautiful. Lots of shimmery gold. So I really, really like that. So I just thought I would share this really quick. It's an easy card. It's fun. And like I said, it can stand up. So that's pretty neat when they get the card. So yeah. So I hope you give this a try. I have written down, if you want, you can take a snapshot of this. Those are the dimensions of what I used. But of course, you can change that up and use any dimensions you want. You can make this smaller and this area bigger. You can make your card to be open this way. You can decorate the front any way you want. So let me. So I hope you like that. It's a simple card, but fast to make. And it's actually like one of my go-tos. So I just think it's a fun fold. And yeah. So if you make that, go ahead and share. I'd love to see it. Other than that, I hope you have a great holiday. I guess next Wednesday is Christmas Eve, so I will not be on. And I just hope you have a blessed holiday with your family and loved ones. And enjoy the holidays. Stay warm. And we'll see you in 2 weeks. All right, take care. Thanks for watching.